Not everyone likes to catweave, as one of you guys mentioned in my last Druid video, but today we're going to be talking about a build that simplifies Resto Druid and brings it back to its healing core, Keeper of the Grove Resto Druid. So how it works is it plays all around your Grove Guardians. Right after summoning a Grove Guardian, your next 3 spot heals will kick up more healing. You're also going to be doing more healing while your Grove Guardians are active, and on top of all that, one of the big frustrations about Resto Druid is just how many globals you have to spend spreading your dots around. Well, that is no longer, because your Grove Guardians are going to be casting Moonfire for you. That way you don't have to blanket the enemies in Moonfires. You can just summon the Grove Guardians, let them do that, and you get to the healing. There's also a lot of synergy in the cooldown of Grove Guardians. So we're going to be reducing the cooldown of Grove Guardian by 3 seconds with Early Spring, which will then lead to us reducing the time or the cooldown of Incarn Tree of Life, which will thus spawn more Treants. So we're just going to cycle a bunch of Treants. They're going to be doing a majority of the healing for us. We're going to be a bit tankier, doing more damage since we don't have to waste time, waste globals applying Moonfire, and it's all going to be a lot simpler than swapping in and out of cat form, and we can really focus on the healing. But we're not going to be doing 0 damage because our Wrath and Starfire are going to be doing 10% more damage, and once every minute, if we Star Surge or Starfire, it's just going to freely swap us in to Heart of the Wild, basically making all of our damaging spells, our balanced damaging spells, do more. We never have to leave Druid stance. We just sit there, heal, do damage spells when everyone's safe, and it's super simple. Let's get into it. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I think it's stable now, but we've made it through this much of the dungeon. People have been disconnecting left and right. It's been brutal. Goodness, okay, hopefully things are stable now, though. But we're back in Mist of Tyrannus Scythe. I'm gonna have to redo the intro, but we're back in Mist of Tyrannus Scythe. The reason why I keep coming back to this in Necrotic Wake is because I think it's very important for me to have, like, kind of a control. Have one thing constant, while everything else is kind of different, like when I move between healers and stuff. Let's go ahead and Swiftmin so we get a haste buff. But I think it's very important for me to have a constant, which is the dungeon that I'm doing in all of these showcases. And I think having ones that I'm very familiar with, like Mist of Tyrannus Scythe and Necrotic Wake, is just a good idea. So sorry for making you guys watch me do the same dungeons over and over, but I think it just makes for a better testing environment, or better showcase environment, I should say. We one-phase this guy once again. Alright, super easy boss. Alright, let's get on to the healing, though. These packs, they do require some healing. So that boss, though, you can kind of just one-phase it and shrug it off. But this playstyle, this Treant build is super nice. And it's also very fun and thematic being back in Mist of Tyrannus Scythe as a Resto Druid. Because this was my main in Shadowlands. I was a Resto Druid main. And I was a Night Fae Resto Druid. So it's just really cool being back here. But this playstyle is super chill. Your Treants help you out a ton. You don't have to worry about weaving in and out of a certain like shapeshift form, but you do like a lot of Moonkin damage. If you stack up a group and have all of your hots applied, you can enter in Heart of the Wild by casting a Star Surge and just like Starfire a bunch. Let's go ahead and pre-apply some hots so that we can hopefully do that. Let's go ahead and summon a Treant just so they can start casting the Moonfires around. And we can go ahead and Flourish. And then we can Star Surge. We aren't going to go into Heart of the Wild, though, which is sad. I guess our Starfire... Whoa. Okay, things just died anyways. 2.6 million DPS? Are you serious? Okay, so I guess it would not have mattered there. Alright. So it's this one. 2.6 million DPS is just wild. It's just crazy, dude. Arcane Mage is... it's looking to be Arcane Mage season. Alright. So we have all of our hots applied. We need to regrowth ourselves so we take reduced damage. He just wants a friend, I guess? Okay. I don't know why he ran to me. Kind of stunned me. You guys saw me kind of be AFK there for a bit. But like we just have so many HOTS out from our treants, like helping us apply them. Like Cenarian Ward is such a powerful HOT. And yes, they apply a smaller version or a lesser version, but still it's one more HOT that they're just applying on top of Wild Growth. They're casting a Swift Mend. They're spamming Nourishes. So they just do so much healing, like so much healing. It really lightens the load from us, but not really. It's not like we can't just. It's not like we can just sit here and do nothing. They don't do that much healing, but they do a lot. They really do a lot. Let's flourish. Yeah, like you can see, we do have to use like cooldowns almost every pack because I do think Resto Druid in general, like if I'm being totally honest with you guys, their healing is down a bit. In the War Within, it feels like so far, like at this current balance point, but it's not like horrible. It's just like we do have to. It feels like I am having to work harder than I did on other healers. Like if you go back and watch my Holy Priest video, that one was another great example of me just having to work harder to get the healing done, because I think both of these classes are slightly undertuned when you compare them to like things like Mistweaver and Holy Paladin and Evoker even. All three of those specs are doing like excellent healing right now. But Druid is kind of struggling, it feels like. Alright, we can enter Heart of the Wild. Let's go crazy. I do need to be Swift Mending before I do that though, for even more haste. You see just how quick these Wraths are coming out? We can rack up a lot of damage if we want to, and all in Druid form. All of that was in Druid form. I need to be better about these puzzles, though. Uh-oh. Dang. I had, like, a lot of stuff on myself, and I still died to that. That hurts. How much damage did that do? That dealt 5 million damage. Altogether, it dealt, like, 7 million damage. That's crazy. How much health do we have? That dealt twice our health bar, and I popped a defensive. I feel like I have it the wrong keybind. Yeah, I have Iron Fur there and Bear Stance. I didn't set up my Bear Stance keybinds, which is a big mistake. Reapply some HOTS. We're not even going to cast Moonfire. We're just going to let the treants do that for us. Alright, let's Swift Mend and let's Star Surge and then just Wrath spam. And we'll have Heart of the Wild for a bit. We have it for 4 more seconds. Go ahead and root this thing. I don't have it keybound, but hey, we can click it. Oh. Alright, it's gonna be this one. We're behind on HOTS, but we have Flourish to help us catch back up. We don't even need to use it, so we'll definitely use Flourish for the next one. And make it a lot easier for us. Alright, let's spam some HOTS around while we get the read on things. It's this one. Ooh, you hate to see that. Let's pick them up, though. Let's root this first, and then we'll pick them up. I'm having to click a lot of spells. I've mentioned it in all the videos so far, but whenever you come onto the beta, oof, all of your stuff is, like, different. And a lot of add-ons just don't work, so I've had to make a macro for all of my my targeted spells. So like whenever I cast Rejuve, it's a macro. It's not click or anything helping us out. So it's really annoying. But that led to me just like being lazy and not making a macro for things like, whoa, I think people are hitting the wrong one. But for just like things that I didn't think were too important or would come up, but man, was I wrong? Oh man, our wild growth target died. We were late on the healing there, but we're also having to run from a from the fox. That's okay. We made it. Oh, Ah, man, he released. That's tragic. So far, the healing looks a lot lower than the other specs, but I do want to point out that that boss really only has one damage phase, and other than that, you really don't need to heal a ton on that boss. These pulls, though, these pulls can make us have to heal a bunch. Unless our mage does 2.6 million DPS again. Let's click the seed. Alright, we're rolling. We also have potential to do a lot of damage here, which I guess I can try to do. We just need to Starfire, but yeah, see, every time I think to do damage, it's like we just let people die. So that is a bad play on me. I apologize, Zoro Fire, but we can frenzied regen ourselves. See, this isn't chunking us quite like those moths were upstairs. But like I said, one big thing is that like we're not having to weave in and out of another form. So like there I made a very bad decision, which I'm glad I did. I'm glad I made like such a bad judgment call, thinking that I could sit there and do damage, and letting someone die, because it kind of brought up this talking point. Us being in Druid stance, ready to like heal people, it's just nice. And yeah, fluid form does alleviate a lot of those like pains of having to weave in and out of form in order to heal people. Oof. Ah, we weren't able to save them in time. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Yeah, go that way. Leave me alone. But yeah, it is very nice not playing around swapping forms all the time. Oh, man. That hurts. That really hurts. I think a lot of this is both, one, it's my play. I'm playing kind of poorly. But two, I'm pretty sure Druid is just underperforming right now in healing. And it really feels like it. And Druid is one of those classes where if it slightly underperforms, you really feel it. It like amplifies on top of itself. Basically, its feel bad works off of its mastery. So for every percentage that it's underperforming, that amplifies like its mastery does. But let me just show you what I mean. I know it sounds like I'm making excuses, but let me just apply like every hot that we have in the book. Let's have both of our druids out, or our grove guardians out. Then let's flourish. And you can see our healing. Right now, everyone's full health, which is a really bad example. There we go. Someone's taking damage. Like, our healing just does not look as powerful as other healers right now. So I do think this talent tree, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I think there's just something slightly off with the Resto Druid tuning. I don't know what could fix it, because I don't want them to do like major buffs to their Mythic Plus healing, and then have their raid healing be just like crazy. But some of the healing sources that perform a lot, or that are a lot more important in Mythic Plus, like Life Bloom and Cenarian Ward, those kind of things, those could see a buff, and I don't think anyone would be upset. Let's get some mana back. Or not. Okay, good luck, team. Oh, I hate when tanks do that. Yeah, we're gonna need that lust. Alright, we're in our heart of the wild here. Let's go ahead and have at least our important hots out. Alright, let's get back toward everyone so we can heal. We need that kick, like, ASAP. Alright, we can enter our tree stance. I feel like that went on a little too long, but we kept everyone alive. Oof, I don't have enough mana to heal this. Yeah, we're just low on mana. I guess I can cut. It looks like we're going to wipe here. I can just cut to us pulling again. This time with mana so we can see. Unless... I guess we're going to have to see how much damage we can do. For Mind Link, let's run. Alright, let's trap all these suckers. Haha. Trapped. We're Mind Linked again. Okay. Guess it's not that bad it going on us, because we are very mobile. We can try to get this guy up. Ooh, don't take it. Don't take it. Nice. Alright, we're making this happen with no mana. I mean, like I said, this boss is very similar to the other one, where it doesn't really have that many damage phases. But the damage phases that this boss has, I mean, it can be stopped early. But dude, it can crank too. And a large portion of us being able to kill that boss there is that we had our treants healing while we did not have mana, which is insane. Okay, let's look at this overall. The numbers are going to be lower than other healers. Like I said, it's just how Druid is right now. But yeah, okay. Wild Growth, I believe this is from our treants as well, right? So Wild Growth from our treants did a lot less. I was casting Wild Growth a lot, but it did the majority of our healing, but that's plus our treant healing. I guess we can add up all the treant healing. What else do they do? They do Swift Mend as well. I guess that's Grove Tending. So yeah, you can see our treants did a ton. Like a ton. They did 20% plus... what is that? 20% plus 5% plus 1%. So about 26% of our overall healing was our treants, and that's low. I feel like that is on the low end. They were probably overhealing a lot more than that. In fact, we can look at that. So overhealing, what were our treants doing? Oh yeah, there's that wild growth healing. So 5% of our overall healing, or overall overhealing. Those swift mends, a lot of that was getting cut to overhealing. So let's see. Treants, another 3% plus 5% plus 10%. So about 18% of our overall overhealing was due to the Grove Guardians, but also our Moonfire damage. Look at that. We cast Moonfire 20 or 32 times. Look at just how much damage it did because our treants were also casting it for us. I mean, it really adds up. It feels like this is the new like AFK healer, kind of like how Fallen Order Mistweaver monks were back in Shadowlands. You just kind of like let them play for you. It's not to the extent that Mistweaver was, but in the sense of Moonfire, we don't have to press Moonfire anymore. They basically take care of it for us as long as you can have one rolling for a pack. But yeah, all in all, my overall opinion on this is I do think it felt a lot safer than Wildstalker because we weren't risking going into cat form often. We were just staying in Druid stance. However, I think overall, Druid as a whole is still, in my opinion, I think it's a little lower on the totem pole than some of the other healers. But Keeper of the Grove does have a lot of strength in it. The lower cooldown Grove Guardians really can help you cycle your tree form, which I think has a lot of raid potential. But also a lot of Mythic Plus potential. Maybe we go back to Convoke, but I just think, especially now with the lower cooldown Grove Guardians, you can really cycle more trees across more dungeons. So what would I like to see from Druid, or any changes to this? I don't think any changes to the hero talent tree necessarily, but I would like to see some buffs to some single target healing spells like Life Bloom, Cenarian Ward maybe. But guys, let me know what you guys thought of this. I know it's like I said, it probably looked a lot different than my other videos because the numbers are just lower, but it's still able to get the job done. But yeah, like I said, let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. I am on vacation right now, so any support to the channel would be much appreciated. Speaking of supporting the channel, these are the patrons of the channel, and they're the reason why I'm still able to make videos. So a huge shout out to these guys. And if you want to join these guys, then check out that Patreon link down in the description below. But guys, that's going to do it for this one. I'll see you guys in the next video. Until then, take care.